This is my portfolio. I put it together in around 4 days, the week before last. And the reason is I got a really hard question a couple of days ago. That was during a call with a potential client, and he asked me if I can share some design work he can check. By design work, he meant something visually he can see. And I share something in progress. What is the project I'm working on? And he asked me, is this your best design? And that question hit me because, to be honest, I haven't answered that question well. I share a design work in progress, and I don't have the latest portfolio, even like the case study to share with him. And the latest one, the up-to-date one, is the portfolio I did around 2 years ago when I still worked at Xero. So this is not professional. And the funny thing is that I thought portfolio is just a stepping stone for you to initiate the conversation with potential clients or your potential employer. And a couple of weeks ago, when I caught up with a designer and he asked me something around portfolio, and we discussed that, and I shared this post on LinkedIn actually after, and I said, your portfolio is a marketing asset. That's it. It doesn't need to be perfect, and you need to just make it clear how your work, like how your design process is, how you provide the thoughts on different ideas, how you explore and how you find your solution. And this is how a portfolio works as a selling asset, so that you can use it to start a conversation. So this is what I say, and the designer I discussed also agree with that. And the funny thing, I haven't done it. And it's like, I'm just talk the talk. I haven't walked the walk. So, and then I decided I need to pick it up. But the overwhelming part, I think for most of us doing design, we always say, oh, put together a portfolio is really time consuming. I don't have that time. I'm too busy. But I think the key words is not busy. The key word is overwhelming. So because there are too many things to show and too many things to discuss, it's really hard to just put things like as simple as possible, as small as possible, to show who you are, what you can do. For example, the portfolio I put together a couple of years ago when I worked at Xero is just 2 slide decks to walk through one single project, all the trade-off, all the process, and all the discussion, all the things I've done. And that can really help people to understand how I work with different projects. But consider the ask during an initial call, or the purpose for someone, like for example, like the hiring manager or HR person, to walk through your portfolio website. They just want to understand what's the baseline for you to create something visually and can deliver the message. Like that's the baseline, right? So they don't have time and energy and effort and attention span to help to go through all the things in progress to see who you are, what you can do. So I think for that purpose, we need to change the mindset of showing everything to showing something really essential, and make it really clear, so that people will see on visual part, on the crafting part, you as a designer, you are trustable. Like you don't like use comic sense to create a poster or something. So it's really not the blocker for you to work with. And also, it's just a handful of information need to be showed. And also, like how to do that. I think it's need to get a cruel attitude to list out all the things not relevant to help people understand who you are in the recent the recent time, or the current state, who you are, what you can do, what you're capable of. So for me, at first, I do list many things. Like I got this FigJam board to put some inspirations of portfolio and other things, and also put all the projects. Some projects I've been working on, I worked with in my previous team, and put them together, and also start to articulate, start to write down the design process of those projects. And also I list out something that's okay. I might have some core projects I can share. For example, the copy time project when I worked at Xero meeting, the data up project for Vodafone team, and release app at last meals. Those are the placeholder. And then I also check with this board, like, oh, do I want to put some projects I worked when I was in China to put it together as a portfolio? And also, what about the time when I work at Let's Meals? And what about the drawing, or what about the conference when I was a speaker at some big conference? Is that helpful? So yeah, a lot of trimming. So I think at the first stage is about to diverge, right? And then I need to converge it into a really small group of work, like a small amount of work to show my latest state. So what I did is to make the selection of the project I worked at Xero, roughly big and small, around 20 projects, including some really small features or small design I've done, and some large piece of work. I trimmed it into only 2 projects, and 30 apps that I haven't done with other clients or in my past life. And I also trim it down in only 4 and only use 1 page to make it clear. So that's a hard decision. And once it's clear, I think it's really easy to execute. So basically, I just start to initiate these concepts with Claude. And basically, I'm doing 2 things. One, I use Claude Design to start to craft the portfolio page on my website, because my website is for providing the design consultant service, and I'd like to make the portfolio Prezzo deck looks slick and looks cutting edge, and also with some different style, and can show my taste on recent work that can combine human thoughts and AI potential together. So this is something I want to make it clear. And also recently I'm using a lot terminal for coding, for vibe coding. So I think, yeah, how about to put together those cases as a terminal style? So I explore it with Claude Design and tweak a little bit, and it also provide different ideas, like during different stage. For example, on Claude Design, the first step is to clarify some directions. So this is the template I worked on to map out some templates. And also after that, I start to create the deck so that I can send it as a PDF or HTML file. And after that, I start to put it together as one single page so that I can publish on my website as an online portfolio. So yeah, takes a bit of work, and after that, I just get it published on my website. It's basically Claude Code can help me deliver the work. And one thing I found may be useful for other designers is that I want to receive some feedback, but I know if I just share, this is the portfolio I worked, or this is the portfolio for me, anyone can give me some feedback. And if I post it on social media, yeah, maybe I don't receive enough feedback, or like a valuable feedback for me. Maybe not many people will see it. And now I'm just want to receive some professionals from the industry so that I can learn and improve. And so that I just record a 1-minute video to walk through my portfolio in 1 minute, so that now it's much easier for people to watch a video rather than to browse a portfolio. The effort for the first one is much easier and much less than browsing an actual portfolio. And then people start to interact, and then I receive this this great feedback from another designer, Geoff, and he said that, oh, one thing I find when I share the first project is my recent project that I worked on, and it's not very clear because it's not that famous, or like he doesn't know the background of that project, so he thought to lose the track I'm getting lost. And then he checked some other projects, all good. So I think that's also a good lesson I've learned, and very valuable feedback I received, and by sharing this. So what is different is that before I still got I don't have a proper portfolio, and my latest portfolio was 2 years ago, and during the initial core with other potential partners to collaborate with, I don't have a proper asset to share. This is how I work, and this is my latest state. And my current state is around here, and my previous portfolio can only show me what I'm capable of around here. So here's the gap that it doesn't match. And this portfolio is not perfect, of course. It's just there are a lot of things to improve. I also included part of the things that I can improve, like adding videos or tweak the copy and other things. But what is matter to me at this stage is that now it fills this gap, right? So now I have a proper portfolio. If people are interested to work with me and they don't know what is the craft or how I can deliver, so that they can check the portfolio. They don't need to read everything in details. And believe me, not many people will read other designers' portfolio, like cover page to page. And basically, they're just browsing, or they just even browsing on their mobile device. So it's just have a feeling, okay, what you can do, and then start the conversation. And then they reach out to you, start to talk how you can help them to work on something else. So I think now the goal is completed for this portfolio at this stage. So it serves as a conversation starter, so that I can move the marketing process for myself from initial state to another state, so to a higher state. So this is what I said like a month ago. Your portfolio is a marketing assets, and now I'm fulfilling it. Right, so this is the thing I want to share today, and hope it makes sense or like useful for you. And let me know your thoughts and questions. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.